Hello, sweet mamas. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. I am Nicole Danielle. I'm a homeschool mama to two boys. I've got one in college also. And I am just going to share with you guys our 11th grade picks for the 23-24 school year. So I know this is it's October. We have been schooling since September, late August, I believe we started. It was August. And life kind of just threw us for a loop. We took our, that's not even true. I started a new job, a part-time job. And 2 days into my part-time job, my little one said, "Hey, I want to go to school also." More about that later. This is my 11th grader. A couple days after that, there was a dual enrollment program that popped into our lives for welding, and so my 11th grader jumped into that, and he was still actually trying to finish up a couple of his subjects from last year. He had a couple lessons left, and then we just kind of rolled into it. So my life has been mass chaos. I hadn't purchased curriculum yet. I didn't really know what we were doing for some things. I think I shared that with you guys in my last video. And so here we are. So he started dual enrollment. So that is something that he is doing. He does every Monday through Friday. He does 2 hours a week, or 2 hours a day, sorry. And he's on campus at that program. Okay, so that's number one that he does. And I'm sorry for my hands. I'm a lot farther back than I usually am because I've got everything laid out. So I wanted to show everything to you guys. We are using a planner this year for him. I usually plan it out on the computer and I do great for like 12 weeks and then I phase off and then he's just kind of going with the flow and whatever. But a lot of the subjects that he is doing this year is very, I'll talk about it. It's not just go with the flow, not just do the next lesson. There are some things that I am picking and choosing. So I grabbed him this planner. I think I grabbed it from Walmart. It's just a black, whatever. And I love the layout. So here's the assignments. And I make sure, and it's an accountability for me also. And that way I am checking in. It forces me to check in with him every single week, to which I know myself and I know that I slack off and I do great for the first 12 weeks and then I am really lazy with it. So this is going to force my hand to make sure that I am sitting down with his work. I am checking in with him. I am making sure that he is doing what he is supposed to do. This is, I like this a lot. I like this plan for myself a lot. And it looks like he started his whole entire junior year. He started September 11th was his first day of junior year. Okay. And then, so this is key. He has a laptop that he uses. And then for Bible, labeling a Bible 3, we have always used Amplify for our Bible readings. They have a beautiful, reading plan, I think, set up all the way from very beginning to the senior year of high school. And it makes them read through the Bible a couple different times. And so what I did was I pulled that reading plan, and again, it's forcing me to sit down and it's forcing me to make sure that he does have Bible. I pulled a memory verse, a passage that he does 3 times a week. It's a big passage. He's going through Isaiah right now. Let me go let the cat in. Okay, sorry. So now we have a kitty cat in here and hopefully she doesn't act crazy. So it forces me to make sure that he has Bible because, again, I do great for the first 12 weeks and then we phase out. So he has a memory passage. Right now he's going through Isaiah 2. And then I did the first 12 weeks over the summer and I am going to make sure that through December I take care of the next 12 weeks, and that way we just keep going along. He is reading through Isaiah, Corinthians. I have a reading plan. I really do. It's not on here. Look, I typed it myself. The Psalms, the Proverbs, and then he'll go through. He's using the junior year Bible plan from Ambleside. And in addition to those, he is going to be reading C.S. Lewis's Mere Christianity. April Ray's God's Love Language. This is incredible, especially if you are a whole Bible believer, Torah observant. This tells you all about how to love God the way he wants to be loved, through obedience to his commandments. He is going to be reading R.C. Sproul's The Holiness of God. And he is currently reading Jackie Hill Perry's Holier Than Thou. This is an excellent book. Excellent book. Everybody should read that book. So those are his books for his junior year Bible. I also, through the Bible plan, I'll link it below, because I pulled an Isaiah lesson plan, reading plan, Bible study, I guess it's called a Bible study, off of the internet, and I'm really enjoying it myself personally. And I edited it down into his reading plan, and I'm hoping to find one. I think he's doing Isaiah and Jeremiah this year. I can't remember, but I'm hoping to find one for the other ones, because those prophets are just, there is so much to them, and I don't want him to miss all the goodness with just me being his teacher and me asking the questions. So yeah, anyway, moving on. If you're interested in that, I can probably figure out how to forward you a PDF version of the first 12 weeks, because that is done. Okay, and then for English, he is working on The Good and the Beautiful. I only pulled the first book. The Good and the Beautiful English, level 2. Level 2, there are 3 levels. So this works, I think there are 10 units, 10 booklets that it comes with. It covers art, geography, literature, grammar, writing. It's going over the Greek and Latin roots this year, which really helps with their testing scores. They use poetry memorization. I love these cards that it comes with. And then the back side is just helping to do the memory work. So he's working on that poem for now. He's also added in the Screwtape Letters book study. We were supposed to do that last year. He did not finish that last year, so it was not included in his grade last year. So we are including it in his junior year, and we will call it an honors course. He has to write his own letter, it's so cool. I'm so excited to see what he does with it. He's reading the Screwtape Letters, which is also an awesome, highly recommended, great book. I think everybody should read that. So there you go. That is English. Also with English, these are the books from The Good and the Beautiful that were recommended, or that are covered in those units. Freckles, the Christoph von, I don't know, Schmidt, I don't know, whatever, moving on. Collection, Sagebrush Surgeon, Harriet the Moses of Her People, great book. The Men of Iron, he's going to start that right now. And then A Girl of the Limberlost by Jean Stratton Porter, also a great book. Those are his literature reads for his English. Yeah, from The Good and the Beautiful. Okay. And this is why I'm sitting so far behind. For math, he is moving on. with the same math program that he used last year. So this is Shorman Algebra. He did Algebra 1 last year, and then Algebra 2, and both of them have geometry associated with it. So Algebra 1 and Geometry is 1 year, Algebra 2 and Geometry, the second part of Geometry is a second year, so you do 3 levels of math in 2 years. He has a love-hate relationship with this program. He struggles with the way the teacher teaches. Instead of changing, I'm just having him tough it out, because we are able to work through it. Whenever he's struggling, we are able to figure out the answers. And then sometimes when I can't even figure out the answers and I'm like, they literally didn't teach this, because it has happened a couple times, I'm just like, let's move on. Or I ask Facebook, and you guys are super great and helpful answering my high schoolers' questions when I cannot. So he's using this, and that is all online. It's graded online. He struggled so bad with it last year. It took him a while to accomplish everything. Sorry, that was the cat. And he still got a B. He still did a great job. I was very, very, very impressed with his grade, even though he hated it so much with a passion. And then since I have the computer right here, I'm just going to show you his German. We are still sticking with fluens. He did German levels 1 and 2. He has 1 lesson left for level 2. I really love the interface of this. He's doing really good. I went ahead and bought him 3, 4, and 5. My intent is for him to finish levels 3 and 4 this year. That is fluens. So my intent, sorry. So my intent is for him to finish up German 3 and 4 this year for a German 2 high school credit. He also has this little pocket guide. And then I have not purchased them yet, but at the end of this year, one of his assignments is going to be to translate from German into English one of the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales. I have found one that I'm really excited about. It has the German and the English like side by side. And then also from English to German, I'm going to have him translate another one. We'll just pick a small one. I'll have him pick one or whatever and do that. And I also want him to do a section of scripture from English to German. And I have not found a German Bible yet, but I'm certain there's something online. I'm certain it'll be really easy to figure out. And then there is a child's reading book. You know how you would start, like a primer. I have that in my Amazon cart as well. I have not purchased it yet, but I'm going to have him start working on that. So those are my goals for his German this year. And he has some translations on paper to do an English 2, a German 2 course grade. Let's see. He does have a German notebook that he uses, and he writes all of the words down and phrases down that he learns. So I can pull from this and do tests like comprehension. So it's all right there. And he's still going to continue with this and use this notebook for the German 3 and 4. So for science this year, he did not want to go into chemistry. He just didn't want to do it. So we went ahead and went with a psychology course. Introduction to Psychology from a Christian Perspective. This is from 7 Sisters. This is so exciting. I hope he's loving it. I'm loving reading it. I'm loving watching the videos. I plan, it comes with a very, very vague plan. I do not love the agenda section of this. It tells them what to do, kind of, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So it's all online. I went ahead and I printed off the textbook for him. It's this thick. This is a 1-inch binder, so it's like, I don't know, a 1/2 inch thick for the actual book itself. It's technically a half-year credit that we can turn into a full year's honors course. And the way you do that is all laid out inside of here. It tells you exactly what you have to do, how many hours you have to have, the papers that you need to write, the extra things that you have to do. It's really cool. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out of his binder real quick. So this is like how it's laid out. You get to pick what you want it to be. If you want it to be a full year or an honors course or a half-year credit, to earn this many credits, you have to do this many things. College prep course, advanced course, honors course, 1 credit or half credit. It tells you exactly what you need to do all those things. So, and then it gives you the extra things to pick and choose from. In that sense, I am excited about the way it's laid out. But I think with my high schooler, my specific high schooler, a lot of kids could see that and they could be like, okay, great. He really needs it like written out for him, exactly what to do and exactly what day to do it. He just thrives better like that. So I went ahead and personally wrote down an agenda. I'm going through, I'm watching the videos. I am making sure that I know like how much time needs to be spent doing what, and laying it out really well for him. Okay, so the course, the textbooks I printed out, you can keep it online. They can read it online. I printed it out for him so he could help. It would help him like take notes and things like that and highlight things that he needed. And then the actual course is online, and they use a different web browser or whatever for it. You go to Seven Sisters homeschool.com, and they offer so many different things that I was so excited about. We picked their psychology course. They offer all kinds of English level courses for the high schoolers. It looks great. It looks amazing, but we are sticking with what we know. You guys should be very proud of me because I did not flip-flop. I did not waver. I stuck with what we were going with. And I switched my kids around so many times. But they use Teachable for their online course. I like it because it tells me like what he's done, how far into it he is. It's just the next thing. You click, you do the next thing. You click, you do the next thing. And then you just move through it. And so I have been moving through it and watching everything and pulling other things from YouTube and the whole shebang for him to do psychology. I've really enjoyed it. He has to write an APA style paper, and that's exciting. He's already started working on that. And then for his history credit for this year, he is doing government and economics. He did personal finance last year or the year before, I can't remember. We did Dave Ramsey's personal finance. My oldest one did it. It was great. He did it. It was great. I think he did his 9th grade year. But then what we're doing is we chose guest hollows, government, personal finance, economics. It covers all of them. And so I'm going to call this personal finance course that he's taking. I'm going to give him half credit for that. And it's going to be like advanced personal finance because he's already done personal finance. And so I really like this. I printed everything out. I really love how it's all set up because it is laid out exactly perfectly for the kiddos. I did not have to type any of that out. That is what they give you. This is like a couple hours worth of work. It is very heavily video based. They have games to play. They like even suggest like playing Catan, the board game, go into iCivics, the foundations. They have, I don't know, they have so many things in this course, and that's why I chose it, because it is video, game-based, literature heavy, and it's all online too. It is all online. It's really cool the way it is set up. The readings are all online, and the videos are integrated into the reading. So like, they'll have you read a section and click on this video link to watch, and then you read a little bit more and you click on this game to play. I love that so much. And so what you do is you print out their workbook for them, and that's what's in this notebook. And it's a little confusing to like get used to the way it's set up, because right now they're using the actual book on the computer program, and they're using this book at the same time. And so they pull questions in this workbook for the assigned reading on here, and then they'll flip in here, and they might be on chapter 5 here, but only on chapter 2 there. And so it's a little confusing. It is in order, but then you have to kind of flip-flop back and forth. Once you get the hang of it, it's great. It's okay. We're going to do it. This is their textbook. That is, I guess, their spine textbook. Is that backwards? Lessons for the Young Economist. And then they have sections of this to read every day. So they'll use that spine textbook all the way throughout. And if you guys are familiar with any of the literature programs, you kind of understand how that works. They have a spine, they have their own thing, and then they have this group, amazing selection of literature choices. And I've only purchased about 1/3 of them. There's so many more. And it is, if you look at it, and if you go ahead and you purchase this and you go with this one, it's a lot. It is a whole lot. And so they give you so many options, and you pick and you choose for your own child. So he is going to read bits and pieces of, if not entirety of, all of these books. Amusing Ourselves to Death. This is a great book. My oldest one read it. He loved it. It was one of his favorite books that he read the school year that he read it in. How Should We Then Live? This is really cool. The reason why I could not stop thinking about this one, because I was going to go back and forth. You guys already know that I have a government and economics course already purchased. My oldest one did it. It's in the closet. He could have used it. Okay. I have two. I have two that I've already purchased. One, because my oldest one used it. He used the master book scores. The second one I purchased, it was the Knotgrass Economics and Government. I purchased it at McKay's when we were at a homeschool conference. It was super cheap. I couldn't pass it up because I figured that one of my kids would use it, because I love Knotgrass, right? But then I found this one, and this one is pretty affordable. I don't have the prices of any of this stuff get down. The course itself was not expensive. It's just the literature choices, and you guys know me, you see my bookcases, like I can't say no to books. The reason I could not stop thinking about this program specifically is because it uses a lot of dystopian fiction throughout. I love dystopian novels. I love them. They make my heart sing. They make me happy. It makes so much sense. And yes, who says no to more lit? So, and who can say no to dystopian novels? So he's reading those two books. He's also going to read The Hunger Games, Fahrenheit 451, Animal Farm. If you haven't read this book, I don't know, you've been in a hole and you need to read that book. 1984. Okay, those are his novels that I chose for him. There were more. I had to say no more. So those are the novels. And then he's also going to read The Fallacy Detective. He has already read this, I think, in like 7th or 8th grade, but it is scheduled in here. And I don't think they read it in its entirety. I could be wrong. Okay. Are you liberal, conservative, or confused? I've heard great things about this book. Personal finance. I want more pizza. This is an infographic book. This is really cool. It's about the American government. I really like how it's set up. A lot of the books in this course are like this, that they just go to a page and they kind of, for more understanding of a concept that they're teaching, they use a lot of these. That's government. That's the government book, the infographic government book. This is the People's Guide to the U.S. Constitution. They use this daily. This is a daily read as well. There are just no workbook question pages on them. This is the economics book. It's a DK book. If you guys are familiar with DK books, it's like the infographic book. I had to purchase it because I wanted it on my bookshelf. I'm not sure exactly how often he will be turning to this. But there's this one. It's another DK book, How Money Works. These books are beautiful. So there's that one. And then from the creators of Biz Kids, this is how to turn $100 into $1 million. Want to become a millionaire? It's a thin book. Just some great things. So those are the ones that I have purchased so far for his guest hollows, government, economics, and personal finance curriculum. These were super easy to put together, super easy to print out. You know, I love my printer, that Epson 3850 series. I purchased it last year. Y'all, I purchased it last year. You guys know how many, if you've been around, you know how many, what are those things called? Unit studies that we did last year. Shameless plug. And I printed everything with that. And the only thing that I've had to replace is the paper, because, you know, paper, you can't just reprint on paper. I have yet to fill up the ink cartridges. And that was from all of last school year. It was the ink that came in the box. I bought it from Costco. Sam's, I can't remember which one. But it came with another set of ink and I haven't even touched it, and it's doing great. And I've printed all of these for my kiddos this year. I prepped them for school this year and last year. Epson 3850 series. It does everything that I need it to do. Okay, so I think, okay, the other thing that he has to get done for our cover school, we live in Tennessee. We have to use umbrella schools legally. And so they have assigned a fine arts credit. I think it's a half a year course. I'm sorry, I've got something. And so for his fine arts credit, I am doing some things. He is going to be using the Good and the Beautiful's drawing. There's also art in the English that he's doing. The Story of Painting. This is an Ambleside read. My oldest one read it. It's a gorgeous book. It's just a gorgeous book. So he'll be reading through that this year. We are going through a set specific amount of artists. I think I chose 3 artists to go through their paintings like we used to do when they were younger. And then we are going to be using the music that we used last year. We only got about a third of the way through that last year. And there's another thing that I purchased. Okay. Okay. So I have not purchased this yet because I cannot decide which one I want to do. That's the problem. So this is music in our homeschool. If you've never heard of this, it seems great. The layout seems kind of amazing. So you can screenshot that if you want to. That's the 7th through 12th grades, the upper levels. My younger one is in 6th grade, so we'll do it together. music theory, music appreciation. I don't know what I want to do. We've always done Charlotte Mason. I'm comfortable with it. My kids are comfortable with it. They know what they're doing. Charlotte Mason is how we got into picture study. And yeah, so there's that one, but there's also this 20th century music appreciation. My kids love music, and so I'm just not certain what I'm going to do. I haven't figured it out. There's guitar time. There is composer study, the great hymns of the faith. They have elementary things, 15-minute music lessons for the elementary kiddos. They have preschool music lessons, so check them out. It's called Music in Our Homeschool. I'm not sure how I found out about it. I'm certain it was from YouTube and a homeschool mama that I follow. There's that. And that's it. So that is his 11th grade 23-24 school year plan. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got inspired to figure out, to look into more things. I hope I don't distract you with all of the new things. Just take it, research it. If you want to use it, let me know, drop in the comments below. And I will keep you guys updated. You guys know that I am not here very regularly. And for that, I'm sorry, but YouTube doesn't pay me to be here. So if you have any questions, let me know. And I will be back around very soon because I am going to do my 6th graders also. So you'll see me. I'm planning a life update video to let you guys know how life has been happening around us at this speedy rate these last 2 months. And I will, all be willing, see you very soon. Bye for now.